Happy New Year to ya. Happy
Mm,
New
mm, mm,
Year.
mm.
I'm a firm believer that you can say Happy New Year until the seventh month of the year because it's a new year. It's a new part of the year. Uh-huh. Yeah, no one
Till the
agrees.
seventh month?
Well, think
Okay,
about it.
Roxanne. Mm,
Think about it. It's the newer, like until you hit maybe six, somewhere in the 6 month, it's you're the first half of the year, so it's a new year. After that, it's not. It kills me that people stop
I'm,
saying Happy New Year like on the second. I'm like, what's wrong with you? It's still a new year. Come on now.
I'm gonna stretch to March and then I'm gonna say no. Like you could, what if you start saying happy half year?
Hold on. You are going to stretch to March, Miss. I took down my Christmas tree like that. It was Boxing Day. My Christmas tree is gone and everything is disappeared. I saw that on social media,
Yes.
but
Yes.
you're going to
That I
stretch
just,
Happy New Year.
here, let me call out why the Christmas tree is down. I
Call
live
it
with
out.
toddlers and that tree is freaking ugly. Like if it was a beautiful curated tree like my mom puts up, like her tree is so beautiful. Keep it up. No, it's ugly. It's coming down. I want the space. Bye-bye.
Do you do like ornaments for your kids every year? Like, do they get to pick out an ornament?
I don't know. I mean, we did this year and I think we did it in 2021. I didn't see anything from last year. So that part's not a routine, but we do a family ornament every year.
Okay, that's so cool because my brother, we were putting up the tree with my brother-in-law, their tree, and they were
Yeah,
pulling out ornaments because the kids are like in their 20s now. And they're like, oh, I remember this one. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I was like, that's a cool memory. That still makes it
that
mean
is.
something in your 20s.
Yes. And they're still probably ugly and you put them towards the back, but
Sure. But isn't that cool? I'm like, oh, I remember this year. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
did you guys get a wedding ornament?
There's a wedding ornament?
Yeah, you get an ornament for like your first, like the year you got married.
No.
You still
Uh,
got time, girl. Google that.
okay, I'll look that up. I'll Google that. I'll Google that shit. I'm like, what? That's a thing? What? Okay, check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really do trees. What's old is new and what's new is old. That's what 2024. I think it's so interesting. Like when we think about a new year, all of a sudden things are supposed to magically change. And sometimes I'm not saying things don't change, but really we think, oh, I flipped a day, it flipped a year, and everything's going to change. Not so much. There's certain things
No.
that are still there, like hey girl messages, things like that, still there. Do you like that segue? I
That's where we're going. They are still there. And what are we going to do about this?
don't know, but we want to share with you one that Taryn, you actually came across.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you want to read it or
I
you want me to?
did.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got it, I screenshotted it and I sent it to Roxanne. And I was like, this is interesting. So this person did not personally send it to me. They put it on their Facebook feed.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I'll read
Okay.
it.
You can skip the middle part.
Yes, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
So it starts with warning. If you get a random hey message from me in the weeks to come, it's because I'm generally interested in reconnecting with you and would love the opportunity to reconnect, especially if it's been a while. I'm involved in a few different very exciting things right now, and in the coming months, I'm wanting to share them with everyone that I can. She then goes on to talk about like this event that she's having that has
Can I pause you?
what?
The second someone says, I'm like, I want to share this with as many people as possible, it's like drips direct selling. This is a great opportunity. I just have to share it with everybody I know. Sorry, carry on.
It does. And this is where I think she's trying to be tricky because then she's talking, she goes into this event she's having, and I know this person and I know it's not a direct sales event. This is something else. She also runs a business. She's in direct sales, and it looks like she's starting this new third thing. Whatever. Okay, so I continue reading. I may be reaching out to you soon to reconnect and tell you more about this event. I hope that you allow me the honor of hearing where you are right now to see if this event is a good fit for you, or heck, maybe there's another way I can help you with wherever you are right now in your
Ding
life.
ding. It's trick to rock a rock to rock a rock to rock a rock. It's tricky. It's tricky. Sorry.
So, no. This isn't your typical hey girl message that you avoid like the plague because it feels like a sales pickup situation.
I don't know what a sales pickup is. That sounds like you're picking someone up on the street, like, hey, girl, just like that. Oh, yeah.
Exactly like that, maybe. But hey, let me sell you this watch. Interesting choice of words. So here's how we end it. It's just me, your friend, classmate from high school, your coworker, your old drinking buddy, teammate, friend of a friend, cousin, niece, neighbor. It's just
Mm-mm.
me wanting to reconnect with you.
Mm-mm. You know, it's that last sentence for me that does me in completely because my dad used to tell me, okay, so when I was on The Apprentice, I remember I was like having a party. I'm like, Dad, like, we were having watch parties. I'm like, yeah, I gotta invite all my friends. He's like, how many friends do you have? I'm like, 200. He's like, Roxanne, there's no way you have 200 friends. I'm like, yes, I do. He's like, no, that's not a thing. You don't have 200 friends. And that struck me and has always said, I'm like, what do you mean I don't have 200 friends? Yes, I do. And then I realized you really don't. Like, no one has 200 friends. You can't keep up 200 friends. Like, that's not possible. And
Mm.
when I hear this, it's just me, you're this, you're this, you're this. I don't believe that she genuinely wants to get reconnected with all of these people and continue that connection with them. Because then I don't know if she's a mother. There's no way she'd be a mom. No way she could do her job. No way she could be a wife. She couldn't do anything else but try and manage all these people. She wants a one and done. She wants a wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. In the disguise of I am trying to be genuinely connecting with you.
Yeah. I think that I can't even believe we're talking about. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can believe we're talking about hey girl messages and this like precursor. Like, so when you get the message, you're not gonna think, oh, this is a hey girl message. But she called it out and said it what by saying it wasn't it. She's saying it is it. I
Mm-hmm.
think that I would much prefer personally someone saying, hey, I am doing this. I'm wondering if you're interested. Than this, oh, it's not this. It's really this. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you just come out and say what
Mm-hmm.
you're doing. I think people would appreciate that a lot more in 2024 than you trying to mask it as anything else.
Here's what I think. It is 2024. We all have social media. We are using attraction marketing. You post your event, you post what business you are in a post or in a reel or in a story. Like, let people choose to listen to that content. You don't need to, like, she like throws herself under the bus with this post.
Totes.
And so it's like it just feels so slimy. And I'm not saying and we're not saying it's not okay to reach out to connect with people. We want you to connect with people, but like how she's saying this, it's just like literally throwing herself under the bus. Like, I'm reaching out to connect with you, but just kidding. Really, I want to like point you to what I'm selling.
Yeah. Because if you
Okay.
don't want this, maybe I have something else in my bag of tricks for you. Okay. It would be much better for her to just like ask, hey, I'm doing this. Let's say I'm going to make it up. I'm doing this wellness event. Are you interested? Do you have some wellness issues? That'd be a lot better than what the way she's going about. I really want to connect with you. So you really want to know all my things? You want to know everything I've done since high school? You
Mm-hmm.
really do?
Mm-hmm. And
Because
you're
again,
just waiting for that moment to sneak in and be like, oh, you're telling me you're struggling with acne? Like, I just started actually selling this new product. Like, forget the event we were just talking about.
yeah. Or I noticed you're not the same size you were in high school. Let me just offer you some weight loss pills. I would never
Yeah.
do that, but people do that. You know, so I think that like, y'all, we gotta find a better way, or maybe we don't. I don't know. I'm getting to think that maybe we don't. Maybe we are banging our head against a wall.
It feels like that.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Yes. And this person, like the intention she had, I'm sure were good. And I don't know what she actually ended up doing with this post. And, I'm wondering if she left it up.
Interesting.
Should I go look?
You should go look.
Okay.
While she goes and looks, I think this goes back to the existential crisis that's going on inside of network marketing from a corporate level all the way to a field level right now, which is how does direct selling stay relevant with the world changing? And the answer to that is stop trying to be a back in my day. This is the way it always worked. If you're not evolving, you're dying. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're still trying to do things the way it worked when you started growing your business, or you're trying to tell other people to do that, and you're like resolve that this works because you did have success with it or someone else did, you're missing the mark. You are missing the mark, and it's time to move on. Now, listen, that to you could mean I was telling my pro group the other day, I'm like, okay, we're gonna like delve into more video because video is always like we always dive into more video. And I'm like, and TikTok. And I got some pushback, like, oh, Roxanne, I don't do if I like I can't make you do anything. I'm not gonna make you do TikTok. I know that some people have some concerns about TikTok from a more like geopolitical standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally
I
understand
get
that.
it.
I said, like, I'm like, I get that. I have not been a proponent of TikTok for a long time. Um, Partially because it's exhausting. You're doing videos all the time. But that's where we are now. You got to do videos all the time. And my thing is this, if you're concerned about TikTok because it's owned by China and they have all your information, let me just call it out, right? I can't speak to the China thing, but I will say this. Apple has all your information if you have an Apple. Mark Zuckerberg has all your information. There,
Mm-hmm.
we've given up. The ship has sailed on people getting and having your information. So maybe you trust Mark Zuckerberg more. I don't know why you would. Like, he's not proven to be anything but an adult who a child in adult clothing, a impetulant
Yes.
child in adult or petulant child in adult clothing. So
You
I'm
really
just
love
saying,
him.
yeah,
Mhm. I feel it.
you feel it. So I'm just saying, like, if you decided you're not going to do TikTok because of your personal views, fine, but lean into the things on Instagram that will allow you to grow. You can grow on Instagram. It's fine. You can grow on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's fast, but you can grow on Facebook as well too. Find what works and do it, but you need to evolve. You cannot be doing the same thing. You cannot be posting Hey Girl posts or Hey Girl messages and wonder why you're not growing as big. People are tired of it. They know what it is. It's not, you can't post a post saying, oh, I love my product and expect 5 orders. That is gone. That's been gone for so long. So if you're not
Mm-hmm.
evolving, you're dying. And if you're still following the same things, this is why we evolve here on the podcast, because the world is evolving. So like buckle up and evolve. Anyhow, did she write? This is my rant.
Hold on, that's a good point because I remember us having a conversation where you were like, no TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, guess what? We evolved. So
100%.
here we are, and this is what works now. No, she did not delete the post. It's still there, and it has a lot of those like, oh, you're so beautiful, love this message. Hey girl, hey, like probably her
Team
team is
members. Team
what
members.
I'm getting at. And I mean, it is a really beautiful picture she posted with it, but yeah.
You got to keep moving, y'all. You got to keep moving. Um, I also think it's, I don't this is like 2024 reflection. I think you need to decide if you really want to do this. Do you really want, if you're sitting and going, I have to evolve, I have to change. And if you don't want to do it, that's okay. You're not a quitter. I hear a lot, I feel like I'm quitting or I'm a failure if I decide I don't. No, you're not. If you decide that you're not going to do your business anymore, you're not a failure, you're not a quitter. You've done it for an era, a season, an era, and it's time to do
Mhm.
something else. That is much better than you sitting in the like doldrums and just feeling like something's not working, because that's doing more to your psyche than to
Mhm.
move on. Truly, moving on is okay.
It is. That was actually on my mind today of like an episode. Maybe I'll do another episode on
Yeah,
this. I was like, I've come across so many women who've started in network marketing and then have started these other big, amazing businesses. And it's like, maybe you're at this point if you're like, oh, I don't want to do all this. Maybe it's
yeah,
time for something else. And that's all I'll say on that topic for now.
yeah.
But
We should
if you
definitely do
want
an
to
episode.
be successful in network marketing right now, you're going to have to learn how to master social media and honestly, any business at this point. You have to have a
Truly.
freaking website. Like, even here's a great example. When I get like pumped, I start using my hands. I'm going to tie them down here. But I have to bring the kids to a dentist and I want like a pediatric dentist. I want to be able to see like it looks fun. Like I know they're going to be really anxious about it. Why aren't there good freaking dentist websites out there? Like it's so hard to find information. I'm literally just relying on Google reviews. I'm like, no, I want to see pictures. I want to see the staff. I want to see an area that it's really easy for me to see if you take my insurance. We are a digital world, is what I'm saying. And if you want business, then you gotta be digital.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I don't want to freak him out and be like and have him make I have to make a website, but you do need to make the information that they need to know accessible. I was telling you on the on
Yeah.
an episode recently that someone was like, I think we're giving too much. You think I'm giving too much free information online. No, you're not. You can never like give too much free information online. Um, it's an interesting phenomenon, but I will say that people are looking, and you've heard us say this before, like people are looking for information when they want it. So, great example, you're looking for a child dentist. Like, you want to see a colorful website. You want to see that there's a slide and maybe some dinosaur stuff and a plate. Like, you want to see
Mhm.
that and be able to imagine that so you know exactly what the situation is going to be so that you can decide if that's right for your kids. You don't want to have to wonder or even imagine from a review. You would love to see what it looks like. Um, and you don't want to have to call someone and or we'll get back to you in 24 hours or 72 hours. You just want the information now. So if you're like gatekeeping the information, like the Billy Goat's gruff, was that like a bridge or something? Remember there's some bridge or the three Billy Goats in a bridge. I don't know. If you were blockading the information like a moat and you're like the ogre, stop it. Because people don't have time for that
Yeah.
nonsense and they're gonna move on.
Mm-mm.
They're gonna move on very quickly.
Oh
They're
yeah.
over.
Oh yeah. Yep. I see this like if I'm trying to hire, like say I want to bring somebody on, I'm looking at like a copywriter or something. You don't have your freaking information out. Nope. On to the next. Goodbye. And same if I'm going to buy something. Like if I see something I want to buy it, there's a product, like I really don't want to have a really long conversation with you. Or I'm going to back up a second. Sometimes I do want to have a conversation with
Mm.
you, and please make it easy for me to talk to you.
Mhm.
So erase what I just said. Like have the information there, and also it should be easy to contact you. Like I don't want to be talking to a bot to just like get some like personalized help at times.
Speaking of bots, my least favorite bot on the face of this earth is that damn bot on Instagram that I think so many people have like put on accidentally and they can't get off. It's like, thank you for reaching out. I'll get back to you. Such. You could be having a
Yes.
conversation with them and like
Yes.
literally, and you write back, it's like, thank you for, I'm like, what the heck? Get this thing out of there. Hate
It
it.
needs to go. It needs to go. I know exactly what you're talking about. Or like there's this girl I used to talk with all the time on Instagram, and all of a sudden she changed it. She has one too. Like, I don't have conversations on Instagram. And I was like, oh. And I think it was more directed towards clients, but I was like, well, hot damn, fine, I won't talk to you.
Yikes. Yeah. The like think twice about think if your bot is not botting right, then you need to get rid of the bot.
Yes. You need a bot that's helpful, like the one that gives you the link really quick.
Oh
That's a
yes.
good bot. We like her.
We like her a lot. She's really good and she takes us right to where we need to go. So very true. There was something else I was going to tell you, and I totally forgot about the state of the industry. I'll remember it some other day, but evolve, change, and allow
Mhm.
yourself to do that. And lean into that because that's going to make a huge difference. Make yourself information accessible, all that and all that jazz is doable. How you doing, Missy?
Oh, you guys, Roxanne has turned me into a spa loving fool. I now have
About
a
damn
place
time.
across the street and they do facials and they do a ton of stuff. It's not a true day spa, but like I am now on a plan where I get a facial every month, and I just went and got a hydro facial and they sucked out all the goodies out of my face. And like, I'm like, I look at myself on Zoom and I'm so shiny. And like, I
You
was like,
are.
oh, look at this.
Hydrofacials are just heavenly. Heavenly.
Oh, I'm never going to be able to go to back to a manual one. No,
No,
no.
no. Did they give you an option for the JLo one? The JLo, like they do these little like I don't know, like you can add to your hydrofacial. I was like, am I gonna look like J-Lo when I came out? I didn't, but it was still good.
You come out with a big booty. You're like, yeah,
I'm
it's
not
on my face. But
on the floor. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
I didn't get that option, but she was talking to me about like all these other options. Of course, I'm like, okay, I can't spend $500 on the facial. Like, let's just get me on a routine. And yeah, so been loving that. I'm planning my spa birthday day in
Yay.
March
I was
with
gonna
my
say
girlfriend here.
birthday's not till March, everyone, but okay, go do it. Do it.
You guys know how much of a conundrum it is for me to get a sitter. So
Fact. Fact.
starting now, I'm booking it now. And that's it. So, and I've been enjoying watching your new show and
Aw,
watching
thanks.
like your move and all the things. I've been like spying in the background of
Oh,
Rox's era.
my era, my peony era. Gosh, tomorrow will be a week since we moved. Since we got into the car or the van or the U-Haul, whatever it's called, and got here. It's been quite a week. It's been great though. We got here in record time, which was wonderful. Movers came, just took them 2 hours to unpack everything the next day. We went to the Best of Broadway. So we saw a show that night on Christmas Eve, which was so much fun.
New Year's Eve.
Um, what's that?
New Year's Eve.
Oh, or New Year's Eve. I keep saying that. Like, people like, how long have you been here? Christmas Eve. Scott's like, that would be New Year's Eve. Okay, one of those Eves.
One of those.
One of those. And then let's just take a moment. Hail to the victors, valiant hail to the conquering heroes. Hail to Michigan, the champions of West. Oh my gosh, Taryn.
Yeah. I actually, the second half, so we had a party
Yeah.
and they left. They all left at halftime. They were like, oh, we got to go home. I was like, what?
What?
Okay, whatever. So then I was like sitting there watching. I am nervous. I'm a nervous watcher
Same.
by myself.
Same.
So then I worked. And I like would peek up and look and I'm like, oh, oh, yay, good. Oh, it was intense.
By the end, I was holding Baylor in front of the TV, my dad's house, like, and I was like jumping and screaming and cussing and the whole thing.
It was
Oh,
a wave.
it was a wave. Oh my gosh. Like for real, that was something else. That was the best Rose Bowl ever. I wasn't even there. It was so good.
Yeah. And now we get
And
to do it again.
one more time, one
By the
more
time
time.
you're listening to this, we're talking. Yeah. By the time
Yeah,
you're
we're
listening to
talking
this,
about the
we will know.
semifinals, not when we went. Yeah, but I believe we're gonna win. So, oh my gosh. And then I will lose Harbaugh, and that'll make me sad, but it is what it is.
You think he's going?
I'm so tired of the conversation of him going. We talk about him going every single year, but he had a
He's
lot of
not going.
infractions. He was out 6 games. There's probably some things coming down on Michigan, so he might go. We'll see. I don't know. He hired Tom Brady's agent to look over his contract. Why is he doing that?
I didn't know that part. That's fishy.
Yeah, but I'm still a fan. So anyway, we moved in the day at we first night in here where we spent the night was on the second. So it's been good. Love the house. Kitchen is done. Um, can I just talk about my spleen for a second? I was trying to decide what I should
Yes.
do, or my intuition, I should say. I was trying to decide, like, after I did the kitchen, I'm like, do I do do I do my office or do I do like my bathroom closet suite? And I'm like, I want to do my bathroom closet suite, but I should do my office. Gotta get back into the office. Started doing my office, and it was like there was no joy in it. Like, this sucks. So I said,
Mm-hmm.
nope, you knew, Roxanne. And I went, I did my bathroom, which was like a lot to do. And I got it done lickety split. And then yesterday I worked on my closet. I need more hangers. But I mean, we want to do a lot of things. We're going to take it one room at a time. But the first step is just moving everything in, seeing what's there
Right.
and figuring it all
Take it
out.
all out.
Take it all out.
And then
Take it all out. Can't find the vacuums. It's probably one of the boxes in my office. But yeah, it's been good. And then yeah, I started the RoxTalks show, which golly, let's just talk about starting something and just done is better than perfect. I was literally in my dad's basement on my computer, like bad lighting. I'm like, here we go, everybody. And then I thought I was being all crafty. I'm like, all right, I don't Zoom. I don't like you. As we're recording in Zoom for podcast recording. So I was like, I'll record on my phone through Zoom because I wanted a better camera because my camera's still packed
no.
and stuff. Uh, it saved it at 480p. Like,
Oh my God.
uh-huh. Zoom saved it because it's on my phone at 480p. I was like, this is and I didn't know this. I was like, here's a tour of my kitchen, all this stuff. I'm like, it looks like it
It's
came
all
from the freaking movie.
pixelated.
I was like, gotta go with it. We're just rolling with the punches.
We're going with it.
We're going
We
with
can
it.
talk about that because that was actually on my list. I'm like, I wonder, like, especially because you're doing two shows, like, it might be time for a switcheroo.
Yeah, I'm a little over Zoom.
Zoom is
But
actually my least favorite spot for video podcasting. Like, I
yeah,
don't ever recommend it unless someone's like really like adamant on having it. I'm like,
yeah.
okay.
I'm like, yeah, I don't like you, Zoom. So I've just been now I'm recording a video
Yeah.
on my phone and then bringing it over. And then I'm not doing a lot of editing. Like it's just, but it just, I needed better
Do
quality.
you have it on Buzzsprout or are you just putting it on YouTube?
I popped it on Buzzsprout too. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I was like, let me just pop it on Buzzsprout and see. So I popped it on there just really quickly, but I just use QuickTime. Edit on QuickTime,
Yep.
edit on QuickTime, and then boom, boom. So anyway,
I love it.
that's what's going on. Yeah.
So, you guys, I feel like so this podcast is also called RoxTalks, the blah 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 blah. I feel like a name change is coming.
Name change is coming.
So you shall see.
Stay tuned.
We will work on it. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you for listening, and we appreciate you.
Bye, everybody.